outside, let's go ride, let you feel and set you free. It's a whole lot of life, waste your time, go and see. Never let yourself go down, not without a fight. If it's in your sight, go and scope it. Okay, great. You know what I'm being serious. What I don't like about the MacBook is the like I click on one thing and then it goes away. Then I have to go back to clicking it. I wish that wasn't an option. But how are we doing? It is the L.A Khalil podcast. Okay, it is the L.A Khalil podcast. We're back. We bike. How are we doing, Denise? Denise, yeah.
I'm back. Here I am again, giving my input on stuff that I don't know anything about. You're
giving an input, but you're not giving an output. So we've had a busy week. How do I even use this anymore? I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, here it is. Because I want people to see us, see me, you know. Last time we saw each other, before we saw each other, I had COVID, and this amazing person saved my life. Theraflu, Panda Express, Gatorade, Canada Dry. Am I missing something?
Pizza rolls.
See, there we go. Pizza roll. She knows. She remembers. She was there. Just a FYI. Please protect yourself. COVID is still here, ladies and gentlemen, and we have the monkeypox, so no monkey business. Okay? It is too late for that. Before we get into anything serious, Denise, how's your week? Do you have any important news to share?
Not really. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess for the whole world to find out that I am going to be technically coworkers with you.
Yeah.
Technically, even though we're not working together, same company,
same
sponsor.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of sponsors, C4,
watermelon burst, it's delicious.
It's the best. I mean, she tried some of mine. COVID, I know it's unsanitary, but it's really good and it's smart and focused. So you can have the energy to work out and the focus to go back to studying and playing video games and sleeping. Back to monkey business, of course. So we are co-workers, okay? No need to get into the details of how you got this job, okay? But, great friends just look out for one another. You know, she is a great friend. She is an amazing friend.
Don't even try.
She's humble, okay? We just look out for one another. That's what friends are supposed to do, right? But, yes, we're co-workers. Any more news you want to share to the world?
Well, nothing official yet. Just I perhaps will be a varsity assistant basketball coach. So that's going to be very exciting for me as a former basketball player and Division II collegiate player back in the day.
Talk your shit.
Yeah, I'm very much excited for that, honestly. That's like, I'm pretty sure I got this in the bag, but, not official yet. Nothing official.
Humility.
Yeah, I literally cannot wait to coach, be back on the court, and basically make an impact on these girls and hopefully influence, some positive things for these players. Because like the coach said, this might be the last time they ever play basketball. If you think about it, varsity level high school girls, like how many girls are really going to play college ball? We don't really know, So this could be their last opportunity to really play basketball, and that just brings me so many flashbacks of me and myself. So I am very excited and hopeful.
Playing basketball at a high level, maybe not the highest level, but at a high level of varsity. You introduced a really good conversation. First of all, love and prayers sent to Britnney Griner and her family, her wife, her team back in the Phoenix Mercury. Shout out to Danny Tarazi, I'm just saying. But thoughts and prayers. Listen, I understand that in every country, the rules are going to be different. Definitely when it comes to substances, foreign substances. And, it's a tough situation to try to get into. I understand, hey, people use weed and the vapes for their own devices, right, for their own ways of calming down. I would have hoped that someone was close to her to say, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea while you're here.
Yeah.
Because this is something you have to understand. We're already
seriously over there.
It's serious. And with America and Ukraine and Russia, It's not a. This isn't a good or fair situation. I think she would have been better just suited if she didn't bring it. But again, people have their own means of these, vape pens and weed. And, I don't want to be another guy that says something about a woman being locked up or anything like that. But I hope that, I don't even want to say I hope she learned her lesson, but I just hope that a peaceful ending can come out of this, because a lot of people are saying in America, everyone gets locked up for weed. What makes her any special?
I mean, I don't know. It's just the fact that she's in a whole different country. But did you hear too that they were trying to exchange her for like
Put her in a trade?
They're trying to put a trade for her because apparently we're holding one of their like killers out here or something. So they're like, hey, let's exchange our killer for your basketball player that was holding weed. I'm like, that doesn't even compare. So of course we were like, nah. And so now we're like, all right, we're gonna keep her. So now I also read recently that they're gonna be like, all right, while you're here in jail, can you coach some team? And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like I don't know. That just sounds like ridiculous to me. As a prisoner, you're gonna be forced to coach. Like what? That sounds crazy. I don't know. Weird shit over there.
They want a couple draft picks, a couple some cash consideration.
Can you give us some inside details in the USA? Blah blah blah. Like
those files that Donald Trump took to his little exotic golf course, and the FBI raided his place. I don't talk about Trump. We don't talk about Trump, but that's some crazy stuff happening with him.
It just reminds me of doesn't Future have a song, The Feds Did a Raid or something? I saw a meme of Trump listening with headphones, and he's like, this is what you're listening to. And I'm like, yeah. That's actually a good one. That's why I love the internet. Y'all funny. No credit to me. I didn't come up with that. Somebody on Twitter. That was wonderful.
It would have been like, if I haven't seen it, but like with Chandler, you know how Chandler has the meme of like Chandler from Friends with the edited like album of whatever, yeah. But put Donald Trump's face in that and then just relaxing to it. Oh my goodness.
Bro, that'd be so funny.
If Trump wasn't racist or a groper or a sexual assault or anything like that, he would kind of be really funny. Like he's sick.
On top of all of that stuff, the shitty person that he is fucking hilarious. Because I'm sorry, the fact that he was president and he was throwing paper towels like he was hooping. I'm sorry, that shit. He's such an idiot. He is so fucking funny because he's such an idiot.
Like, I remember that.
Oh my god, I don't even know. Like half the things he did. I was just like, I can't take this man seriously. Is he a comedian? Like, why is he a president? His face must be orange because he's a literal clown. Bro. Like, come on now.
He was a bully.
But he is. But like, that man funny because he's an idiot.
He bullied everybody and won. How do you let the bully win?
America is nothing but bullies. Okay. Bullies win out here, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's on
a serious note.
Yeah. Here, after I just said we don't talk about it, but yeah, you already know the deal with that guy. But
yeah, he gets his little 2 minutes and we're good.
But yes, again, thoughts and prayers to Britney Griner. Thoughts and prayers to everyone in America that's locked up for just the most egregious, littlest, misdemeanors and things of that nature.
Especially weed related. That don't make no sense. Well, first of all, it's a race card. We all know that. So It's all part of the system. If you don't know that, now you know. Which you should know because you're listening to Khalil. So come on now. I mean, how are white people making money off weed products? Yeah, we have people still incarcerated for having weed, selling weed, or whatever the hell they were doing with weed. Just legalize that shit. It's just weed. Everybody smokes weed. Okay. A majority of people mostly smoke weed, but it's not that no one's dying off weed.
Yeah.
People just drive slow, which don't be driving and don't condone that. But I'm just saying.
Breonna Taylor, killers are getting charged. I don't know if you know about that.
I think I saw that.
And that's amazing to hear.
That's very amazing.
And I hope that they don't just get charged, they get booked and busy.
That's what I'm talking about.
America will like get our hopes up. Oh, they're getting charged. Oh, and then they get out in like 6 months, get out in 2 years.
Honestly, that's probably what's going to happen. Or they tell us that news and then they distract us with something else that's happening. And then we forget about them. And then we're like, oh, what happened to the killers, the police killers that shot someone while they were sleeping in their own home? What happened to them? Oh, right. We just forgot about it. Because that's what the media does. I've noticed that. If you just ever like kind of pay attention, it's like, what happened to what we were talking about 6 months ago?
I was listening to Joe Budden's podcast, and he was like,
God.
he was talking about COVID and how they turned off the switch, like the from the body counts of how many people,
Oh, God.
like the kill rate. They're like, let's turn this shit off. This exceeded all expectations. They
just couldn't keep track because so many people are dying. I'm assuming
they turned off the
meter,
the premium.
You don't go. He's dope for that. He's stupid.
They got us with the basic $6.99 COVID. That's what they got us. There's no premium lead no more.
I hate you.
They ran out of oxygen tanks. It's like, you know what? Let's just give them the medium fever. That's it. Not the high pitch. We've already got enough people done and out of that. But isn't that crazy how we got COVID and we have monkeypox?
Bruh.
Did you see my story last night of the guy that said, yo, in Los Angeles too, yo, I didn't have groceries at the house, so I went and get some McDonald's. And then I went on a rant. I don't really go on rants unless I'm really passionate about it. But I went on a rant explaining to people, first of all, I was kind of defending him in the sense that, because he was driving. Mm-hmm. Because you have money to go and get McDonald's, that doesn't mean you have enough to go and get to have it door dashed. Okay, because what a $10 meal at McDonald's turns into a $20, $21, $25 meal when you get a DoorDash, plus, you know, the tip, the taxes, all of that adds up. And if you're going to get McDonald's and you have no other choice, that usually means you don't have $50 to spend. You got maybe 10, 20 or so.
You broke, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And then I was like, yo, okay, in that part I get, but you could have worn a long sleeve, you could have worn a mask, and you could have worn a beanie.
Wait, what happened? I'm confused.
He went to McDonald's.
He got monkeypox?
Yes, he has monkeypox going to McDonald's, not getting monkeypox from McDonald's. And I'm hoping he did go to the drive-thru, but I would have still suggested that he wore long sleeve, because there's one thing to get COVID and have monkeypox, have it, right? It's another thing to have it and raise a panic by showing people, hey, I have monkeypox. You could have still went through the drive-thru with the mask, because people still drive a mask, with a beanie and with the long sleeve, just so that the workers who are going to get the money, get the card or whatever you're paying with, that you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like, you raised a panic to workers, to anyone that is at the counter ordering and seeing you, perhaps, because that
Did
happens.
He go into McDonald's saying he had monkeypox?
I don't think he had a car, so I'm hoping he drive-through, but he didn't say anything about him going in or drive-through.
I mean, I'm not against people letting us know they have monkeypox, because I don't want to get that shit. So
it's ugly. I mean,
yeah, honestly, well, I don't know the side effects. I try to look into it, and there's just too much, I don't know, on the CDC. But I think because the major issue is the side effects as far as it's leaving scars.
To go make a McDonald's run because I ain't got no groceries. You know, I ain't have no food. But I just wanted to make this video to remind y'all to be careful who you fuck with. Because not everybody you fuck with is going to fuck with you. Not everybody you look out for is going to look out for you. Shit, you might show up for the wrong motherfucker at the wrong place at the wrong time and end up with the fucking monkeypox. And then who's going to be there to look out for you? Nobody. So at the end of the day, just choose yourself. All I wanted to do.
Like, he said some things that I was like, oh man.
I mean, I get you, but I also feel like that's nothing to do with monkeypox. You still gotta look out for yourself.
People were saying, why did you go in to get food? What about the person that took your payment? I understand and agree with that question. This is how it starts. You can't tell me you didn't do this on purpose.
Oh, hell no.
Someone said I'm.
Bro, I'm dead. I can't. I don't even. There's just too much happening right now in this world that, like, my brain is like, huh?
Okay, this is a bit more serious. What about the person at McDonald's who took your cash or card? What if they have babies at home or a pregnant wife or girlfriend?
I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't know. It's just the annoying part about this for me is like, okay, there's all this like, oh my God, monkeypox. Like, they're asking valid questions, but were people not just dying because of COVID? So I don't see how that doesn't want to apply to COVID as well. I just find it kind of interesting that people are now more freaked out when we're still technically in a pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That just seems a little. People are picking and choosing when to. Oh, well, now I'll put on gloves or wear long sleeves. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just too much going on in this world that is like the world's gonna end. Essentially, is how I see it.
And I mean, my auntie, who's very religious and Christian, has been saying that we're in the end time. So, I'm kind of concluded to that.
I don't think we're necessarily in the end times. I just genuinely don't think that people give a rat's ass about other people. Like, we don't really care about each other. I mean, we're Americans. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
As Americans, we don't really care about what's going on with our neighbor, our friend. Well, maybe our friends and family, but like, we don't really care about other people. We're very me, selfish. So, I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Good point. Anyway, we're gonna transition to something more fun. I went to see Thor, Love and Thunder. I loved it. Okay, I loved it. I love going to the movies. I love going to the movies, and either it's by myself, which I'm perfectly fine with, or with friends, which it was really cool. I just love the experience of being in the seat, being around people who are going to see something you want to see too. Like people, and there's a cult following of the MCU and Marvel movies and stuff. I loved it. It had its jokes. It had its sad moments now. One thing that we can do better though is not making Thor look like a complete idiot all the time. I think this is a bit excessive, but he can still make mistakes and still look not like a dummy no more. Now, I say this and I want to ask this question. I mean, it's not like an actual question, like it can actually happen, but the mental health of superheroes is a question I asked myself about. Like, it was like, let's look at Thor. Thor lost his mom, his dad, his brother, for real this time, for real, and spoiler alert, his girlfriend to cancer. By the way, stage 4.
It's ruining the whole movie.
No, that was pretty much the movie too.
I'm gonna go see it then.
Like, do you ever think about like, wow, that's a lot of deaths. Like, and his family's pretty much dead now.
Is he like invincible?
He's a god of thunder.
So like he can't die.
He can, but like in 20,000 years.
Like he doesn't age. I mean, that's expected then. No offense.
Yes, but like the way that they died. The mom died because of his brother. His dad died of old age, essentially. And Loki died of Thanos. Thanos killed Loki. And then cancer killed Jane.
Oh, okay.
So it's like not like of old age or anything, but like murderous intent.
I guess.
And then I don't even know where Hela is, or Thela, Thor's and Loki's sister that dad locked up in a cage until he died. But I want to ask that question because, like, can you imagine having all this power, being the god of thunder, but like you have no family? And they lost Asgard. Well, the planet Asgard.
Also, low-key why I would hate to be a superhero / hate to have superpowers, because
I see what you did there.
I
see what you did there. Low-key. Yeah, I like it.
No. But I'm being dead ass though. I would hate to have the responsibility to have all this strength or all this power or whatever skill it is that you have, because I don't watch these movies. But and then see your family and like all your friends go and people that you care about, like it just comes with the territory, it seems like, and I'm just not interested. It's not the life for me.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine that you would just be lonely because no one would relate to you. Who do you relate to?
Exactly. I mean,
Who do you
think of
talk to?
the
Your
whole
therapist? Like,
Superman.
you have a therapist and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's life, man. People die. I'm like, all right, well.
Now you read my mind because after I asked that question and came up with the TV idea of superheroes talking to a therapist. And I think that is the greatest TV superhero concept of all time. Because Iron Man
of
being
all time.
of course, of all time. Iron Man being a billionaire with all these suits, talking to a who is also an alcoholic in the comics, talking to a therapist.
Doesn't he talk to a therapist at some point? Or am I thinking of something else?
So Iron Man 3, that movie was basically him telling a story, and at the end of it, he's talking to Bruce Banner, who's asleep.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Captain America talking to a therapist.
Captain America's racist.
His first question, no, for real. His first question is, when did they let the blacks go?
Bro. And it's what I love about that, the fact that he said that, and I actually love that he said that, or did he really say that? I don't even know. It's just the fact that it's Captain America. So like it's just like the history of America. I don't know. It's just.
Wait, who was this? Who was Samuel Jackson?
Who?
Samuel Jackson. That's Eye Patch. Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Wasn't he white? Because he is, but that's the first question. Second question they'd be asking, like, who's Michael Jackson and how did this happen?
Bro. That's too funny. I'm sorry.
Captain America in 2020 would be, hey man.
Well, he chose to go back in time to go see his girlfriend. He said, fuck this. I want to go back and see my girl in the 50s.
Back when I didn't have to talk to you.
Captain America's racist for real.
Back when I had all the power. Back when
as a white man.
Back when the NBA really meant something.
First of all.
No blacks allowed.
It's fucked up.
Rest in peace to Bill Russell, by the way. 90 years old, if I'm not mistaken. 80, 88, 89, 90. And speaking of racism.
It's a good age to die.
Speaking of racism, 11 championships, by the way, in Boston. And they left. Like it was so hard for him to find a home and all of those things. They some racists left their fecal matter on his bed one time. Yeah. Like we talk about like Muhammad Ali, we talk about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, even LeBron to a degree, about being just
racially profiled.
Not even that, but I mean like being leaders from their professional sport. And Bill Russell was one of the keys to that, to the start of that. Hakeem Olajuwon, no, not him. Kareem Jabbar, yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yes, like him being a very vocal leader in the in the 70s, 80s. Bill Russell was one of the first, if not the first, to do that. Definitely as an athlete, and it says something about a person to live and win so many championships for an organization and for a city that is rooted from racism. And that's, 11 rings. That's 11 years right there. 11 plus years to win for an organization for people that will hate you even more if you aren't even winning for them.
Yeah.
That says a lot about a man's character. Maybe it's stubbornness, or maybe it's just determination. Mm-hmm. But I respect it, and it's gonna be sad not seeing Bill Russell in the NBA finals handing out the championship trophies like he used to. And the NBA lost a great leader, the world lost a great leader, and a staple in basketball history, not just in the NBA but in history. And again, rest in peace, prayers and thoughts to his family and the entire fans of basketball and the Celtics.
How did he die?
I think he had something to do with his heart or his body. I mean,
I
88,
mean, I
90.
was gonna say, listen, if I live up to 90, I'll be good with dying. I'm sorry.
He missed the finals due to a health condition. So
Yeah, I'm good at that age. That seems like a good age to go, because almost 100.
yeah, I
Whew.
think Stan Lee passed away at like 91, 92.
Sheesh. Well, my grandpa was like 89, so
More life. Transitioning towards something really cool. So 2 Sundays ago, again, I mentioned the LGBT Center of LA. You know, I spend and volunteer my time there, trying to get a job there. And one of the cool workers there recommended to me this place called the Polly's Project. Not a place, but an organization. Every first and third Sunday of every month, they go a little bit past Skid Row and handing out food, handing out hygiene kits, handing out clothes, socks, um, things that you need, essentials, towels, blankets, things of that nature, which I would be doing this because this is the third Sunday. I would be doing in a couple of days, and it's an amazing organization. Paulie is his name, Paul. He has a son that's blind and disabled, and I think to to have a son like that, you know, inspiring you to do better, and it's tough. We talked about it, and he's been open about how tough it is, you know, working with him, and it's true resiliency and true love for a father to you know do that, and on top of that, but handing out food and raising the funds to you know do what he's doing to the community. And the homelessness, you know, something that is trying to get swept under the rug for some reason in LA. It's not going away anytime soon. But if we can focus on what's, you know, if we can focus on humanity for a little bit, we can at least attempt to work on it. The It's a battle between putting homeless people in hotels, and the L.A. County had a vote for it in court or wherever, and either they were going to vote in that, where at the end of the day, hotels have to tell the city how many vacant rooms there are in the hotels and put them in that, which is going to affect the hotel industry,
yeah.
the bottom line, the tourism, and all of that, which I do not agree is a good idea because number one, again, yes, you're going to be affecting the bottom line. You're possibly going to be, I don't want to say scaring, but putting in danger the workers, putting in danger the children, the family, the people that are staying there,
Yeah.
and essentially, homeless people. How can I say it? You know, when you're homeless, you're living in it's a cycle. You know, it's a routine that you have. It's a routine, and for a homeless person to from one day be living on dirt and on grass on the ground to putting them in a king size bed, it's not something that you do and think, oh yeah, this is going to be a good idea. It's a routine that they have to break. They have to break that routine of waking up dirty, waking up and not having toothpaste and having the water to brush your teeth. They have to get out of the they have to have that routine broke. And what you have to do is put them in a space where it's going to be judgment free, a space where they're not going to be looked upon, a space where they can be themselves. And then you can talk about putting them in what we call the normal society with normal people, right? You can't just put them in a hotel and expect them to, oh, yeah, just chill out on the bed, on the TV and everything. No, that's not how it's going to work.
And would that be temporary? Like, you're not staying in the hotel. It would be like, hey, you're here for like a day because it's vacant, but then afterward, get the hell out, right?
I assume so.
That's kind of how I feel like they would treat them.
And
that's also not fair.
And that's not, again, short term, you know, a 2 day trial, if anything. Like, what do you expect for it to happen but negative consequences?
Yeah, I just don't understand why they wouldn't just, I don't want to say build like a homeless shelter or have places where, hey, this is where we essentially build a hotel, but it's for homelessness.
Mm-hmm.
instead of putting them in actual hotels that people pay money for, that people are obviously in LA. Come on now, LA. People can get upset about that. So
Yeah.
it just seems like a temporary like band-aid to put on, and then all right, well, back out in the streets you go now. Like, huh?
Well,
That's not cool.
I feel like the hotels would be like, "Told you so."
Exactly. They're not gonna. I don't really see the hotels jumping in on this, and they definitely would not be trying to help the situation. So they'll give any excuse. They're like, "Oh, well, they fucked up or they messed up the room. We can't do this."
And nor should they, because hotels aren't sanctuaries of growth. They're not sanctuaries
Yeah.
of
Again, also I feel like a lot of homelessness has to do with like mental health and
yeah.
drugs and just people that need help. So again,
I mean, the first and last time I did this, we encountered the last step. We encountered a mom with three kids, and they're all like different ages, like 7, 4, and 2, and they were waiting for housing to come in and kick in, but there wasn't any telling about food or anything like that. And we fundraised, we put it out on our socials, and ultimately, I don't know if they got anything else, but like close to $700, like a $700 Target spree, diapers, wipes, clothes, things of that nature. And I'm hoping that it can be long term. I'm hoping none of that goes away anytime soon. But it just comes to show, like, when there is a lot of I don't want to say a lot, but there's hate, there's cruelty, there's a lot of harm in this world. But it can be given back in love. It can be love can be given in return. Support, empathy can be given in return, and doubled the amount of hate and cruelty in the world. And it just shows that it's not all about selfishness. There's people that do care about these things, care about other people, but those people don't always get the recognition that they, I don't want to say deserve, but just recognition. We give a lot of attention to the negatives than the positives.
yeah.
And whether that's human nature, maybe I don't understand it, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather choose love than choose hate. You know what I mean? I'd rather choose to live in peace than live in hostility
Yeah.
and things of that nature.
No, I agree with that.
But in 2024, the fall, voting period for LA, the people are gonna make the decision of if it's gonna be, hotels or not.
Yes, but let's just say they vote no, then what?
Well, hopefully by 2024, things will be a bit different, so we don't have to rely on hotels.
I
But
don't think things are going to be different, if I'm being honest. Our government works slow as hell because this is America. So I don't really see things really changing in the long haul.
shout out to
It's depressing.
what's it called? Shout out to FCC at Burbank. It's a church in Burbank. They have not it's not a complete organization of people there, but there's a couple of people that go to that church that have this thing called Homemade Thursdays, or essentially kind of like what Polly's Project do. They go out and hand food and things like that. Homemade Thursdays, they pass around different places and they hand out food that they made, and I think that's a cool idea. I know basically the owners and operators of the operation organization, and they're amazing people. I stopped by the Project Q, a place for LGBT youth to get free haircuts, free hygiene equipment, free food, things of that nature. And they dropped them off on Mondays. I go Mondays at like 12. I know, right? That's why I asked you for yours. Go on Mondays at 12, and they're going to be there. Food, haircuts, things of that nature. Go for it. And we have a little bit of time, huh?
Yeah.
But are you excited? Like, how excited are you for work? Because again, we were mentioning about like just positive and being positive and helping out people. The thing that drives me for my job is the fact that I can change people's lives for the good.
Yeah. I mean, I am excited to be a positive change or impact, however you want to call it.
Yes.
That's honestly one of the bigger goals of why I'm looking forward to this job. And that's also why coaching is another aspect, as far as why I also am hoping that I get this coaching position, because that's kind of like the end goal here, is to make that impact. But with work and working with, I guess, special needs children or disabilities, I am I'm excited, nervous because I've never worked with people like that before. So this will be a new thing, but hey, growth, like we've talked about. So
Yeah, getting out of your comfort zone.
yeah, getting out of your comfort zone is definitely how you grow. So I'm hoping that this will, I don't want to say elevate me,
It will.
but
It will.
in a sense of like maybe perhaps being more confident in myself and talking to people without feeling so like, oh my God, there's people here, and anxious, you know?
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited.
I have, obviously we all know about Danny, but um, to start this school year, because I did summer school, we have a girl that is deaf and blind, and so she has um, a, a interpreter for ASL, and I'm learning so much more now, and I love learning ASL. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm remembering it, and I wouldn't have this if I wasn't working there. Like I'm finding new things to learn and finding new ways to grow and communicate to people.
Yeah.
You know, I make music. I want to perform in front of a lot of people, and not everyone has the same hearing capability or seeing capability. And finding ways to implement resources
Mm-hmm.
or things for them to feel comfortable, for things for them to enjoy the show, enjoy the performance, is a goal of mine. And you're going to be elevated. You're going to be. I'm blessed to have the people that I work around. I'm blessed to be able to be myself, be funny, be interactive, be and taking naps sometimes. I'm in a blessed position that makes the job even easier, makes the job even more fun, even fun. And one thing about like being in a position of putting other people's needs first, because this is what it is essentially. It teaches you about having more patience, having more
Mm-hmm.
empathy. But I do not recommend this line of work for anyone that wakes up bitter, that wakes up in a bad mood, that wakes up thinking that life revolves around them. Because you won't be doing anything good for your client, for the organization, and for the people around you. I wake up with the motivation to, what can I do better than yesterday for him? What can we do that's going to help him out more than yesterday? What can I do to make mom proud of him even more? What can I do? And even when he's not there, I'm just thinking about, hey, next week we can do this. Next week we can do that, you know? And I say go for it. LA has given me a lot of opportunities to put, children in a position to be successful. Children that aren't from America, children that don't speak English first. And for their parents to put their trust in me, uh,
Whew.
it's what I call a blinded trust, because some parents don't know of me until a little bit later. You get what I'm saying? Parents don't really know who Coach K is. They just know Coach K is freaking awesome. But until they get to know me, they only know about what the kids are telling them. So it's a blinded trust that some of the parents have in me, because they don't really know who I am until they, see me for the
Yeah.
first time. And that's a trust that I can't ever neglect or betray. And for anyone that has a heart for putting people needs first, whether it's people with I just recently started saying people with disadvantages rather than disabilities, because these
Okay.
kids, while they would seem like they have a disability, they have the brain capacity of anyone. They're smart
Absolutely.
AF. They're really smart. And it's our job to elevate them to a way that they can just be better, and have a normal living life, instead of being, you know, ostracized or outcasted for being a bit different. We're all different at the end of the day. We all have our different struggles,
Yeah.
and I wake up saying, thank you, God, for waking me up. Thank you for my senses, for my ability
Oh
to
God.
hear,
No, I
see.
swear. I swear. Same.
Like,
I'd be grateful for my legs.
yes, I
Like
mean,
the fact that I can walk and like, because I cycle, so, and play basketball, so I'm just like, and I go to the gym, so I'm just like, bro, I don't even know. I just feel so lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
And speaking on, you said like disability or
Disadvantages.
disadvantages. When I used to work for a nonprofit, I would help with like event planning, and it's about mental health, and a bunch of therapists would come together and they would go to this event and like, you know, talk and make speeches and stuff. But one of the things that we had to look out for is trying to get an ASL, like person who signs for the people who are deaf. And I was like, yo, I've never thought about that. Like before, when you think about stuff like that, when you go to events, even just scrolling on stupid TikTok, and I'm like, bro, why don't they have captions? Like if people can't hear, then they can't watch a video. Like it's just so interesting to me how, from a privilege standpoint, how we have all this privilege of being able to see, hear, walk, whatever. We don't think about the people who can't necessarily keep up with that because of their disadvantages. So I don't know. I just find it like a blessing. You know, you got to be grateful for what you do have. But you know,
I agree.
okay.
Well, thank you for such a beautiful closing. Well said. This is L.A Khalil. You already know the deal. Yeah.
With Denise.
I like that. I like that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your output, right? Your input or output? I don't remember.
Input.
But your input. Thank you for it. And we can't wait to see you soon. God bless.
Bye.